Exploring critical literacy and creating a community of acceptance. The potential for open discussion and connecting themes that are relevant and relatable to modern students through critical literacy is endless. For some educators, guiding students to critically analyze text with open-ended questions may come naturally, but for others, more training is imperative. Educators need to step down from the role of expert and allow students to share their expertise and life experiences relating to classroom literature. A community of acceptance where all students feel their stories are valued must be established in the learning environment. Guiding students to recognize a self-to-text connection and construct a critical stance of literature empowers student learning in the classroom. Through literacy, students critically evaluate text-to-text, text-to-self, and text-to-world experiences. Understanding a critical literacy approach compared to traditional learning and reader response theory is essential. In more typical schools, teachers were at the center of instruction, guiding students into predetermined intertextual and personal connections with literature. With critical literacy, students are guided by open-ended statements, and the texts become manipulable, transparent constructs that can be accepted or rejected. Readers have potential to become politically informed and engaged, and the critical information literacy approach would entail a greater awareness of making meaning as opposed to the efficient transfer of knowledge from teacher to student. In order to ensure student participation in the classroom, educators must create a community where everyone feels valued. Victor Rijos, in his TED Talk, Help for Kids the Education System Ignores, shares 3 strategies for educators to help find potential in at-promise students. Get rid of the deficit perspective in education, value the stories that young people bring to the schoolhouse, and provide adequate resources to young people. Student stories are filled with survival, grit, character, and resilience. Educators can help students refine their stories from being victims to survivors that overcame adversity. As educators begin to understand critical literacy and the possibilities for higher level thinking, they must put into practice these ideas that support an improved learning community. Language used for discussion prompted by the teacher can be effective. Examples of prompts for the language of possibility are maybe, I wonder, is there a different way to think about this? Asking open-ended questions with one possible answer invites students to create authentic reasons to discuss and debate. Using verbs such as wonder and believe foster purposeful dialogue because students are constructing knowledge rather than guessing what is in the teacher's head. It's important to use language that invites discussion without a definite yes or no answer that leads to discussion beyond reader response. Using critical discussion prompts change the boundaries of teacher and student relationships where students contribute knowledge and interpretation with a classroom containing acceptance. Guiding students to discuss literature critically with prompts will take practice for some educators more than others. Through trial, error, and discovery, educators will be able to determine what prompts work best and make modifications when needed. Guiding students through engaging conversation changes the way students view and interpret literature. When students recognize how the text relates to them on a personal level, relates to the world and other people, and makes connections to previously read books, they are more likely to be involved with the lesson. Creating a culture of community where students feel their teacher and classmates welcome their personal stories improves participation. Teachers must improve their cultural relevance to best serve their diverse communities and invite opportunities for text-to-self moments. Communities of practice where students are given the opportunity to lead discussion and be the experts empowers learning, ultimately creating community, guiding discussion through open-ended questions, and inviting student stories into the discussion become small changes that have the potential to invite and improve critical thinking skills in the classroom.